Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm NancyJoy, just back from the Spirit of Alaska cruise where I was a presenter, and of course it was very powerful. And today, the 21st of June, is Solstice, and it went direct at 11:39 a.m. here in Iowa, in the Central Time Zone. And it is a very, very powerful solstice, so I've called this the super solstice of change. We're ready, right? It's been proven that when science measured the brain waves and the electricity and energy that comes from the brain and the heart, the energy that comes from the heart energy tested to be hundreds, literally hundreds of more times powerful than the brain energy. And it was also discovered that when you are having an emotion, that energy emanates from the heart. So it is very interesting that this solstice of 2015 beams in increased heart frequencies to Earth as Venus in Leo enters her 16-week retrograde periods. This opens the field of the heart. I think it's September 9th or something when this ends. So we're entering a beautiful heart space that's rung in, let's say, by this particular summer solstice. In addition, on June 18th, the sun produced the second largest, well, really the largest CME. It was the same as the one, exactly almost the same as the one on equinox. CMEs are the bursts, the big sending the energy fields out toward Earth and into space. And this CME mass ejection has been bathing the planet with intense energy for some time. And today on the solstice, it is thought that this amount of energy will produce auroras way down even into the Midwest and stuff. So if you have a clear night, clear time of sunset, etc., look for that. So when we, all of us presenters, there were 200 people on board, 200 Spirit of Alaska participants on board, 2,000 everyday vacationers on board. So we made up 1/10 of that boat. And there was a reason. We all knew, all of us presenters that signed up, all the participants that came along knew that we were doing something important, some tremendous grid work coming right before this powerful solstice time. And it centered, the presenters more or less agreed that this solstice is kicking off a time of increased change. We've been going through change, but now it's like going from change in third gear into fourth and maybe even fifth gear, where things are speeding up with this solstice. Mother Earth has been speeding up her changes and her releases and her shifts a lot, really since 2011. But now in particular, constantly with the volcanoes and the earthquakes, etc., tornadoes here in the Midwest. We had a huge mass that was potentially really dangerous just pass over us yesterday. It seems to have evened out a little bit. So that's something to be aware of. And remember, in the last reflections, I shared the message from Ezekiel in the Bible: I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. So this solstice, with this heart time going over the next 3 months, almost 16 weeks, leading up to the fall equinox, being such a heart space, and yet at the same time, so much change, chaos, disruption, that kind of thing going on. It's how you're changing your hearts of stones to hearts of flesh, really into compassion, into love, where we're all returning. So it was very interesting. I loved these presenters, and one thing that was made abundantly clear is that we watched, many of us on the boat saw, when we got close to the fjord, I can't remember the name of it, our boat got amazingly close, according to the captain, closest he's gotten in years to this glacier and fjord. And it was near a big chunk fell off into the water, creating, a big.
And the earth changing. But the message was really the wisdom, the frequency, the all that was before all the earth cataclysms are held from the Ice Age, are been held by these glaciers, by this formation of ice on the poles. And perhaps we might want to look at this melting as another thing. It is releasing these ancient codes into the water, which is underground and above ground from the north in Alaska, feeding down into all the tributaries in North and South America, flowing in that direction. And it is awakening. It is awakening humanity. And so whenever we tend to judge something as good or bad, as my presentation on the boat was all about, judging emotions or anything as good and bad, is very short-sighted. Yes, we want to be the stewards of the earth, as the Pope recently claimed. Dominion over the earth means being guardians of the earth, not dominating the earth. And that is something we all want to be all the time. But on the other side of that is to hold the earth in such a beautiful place, the ancient codes of light that are sparking this change. So I thought that was worth sharing in a new way to look at things. In ancient times, solstice celebrations went on for 3 days. 3 is the number of shift and change. Native Americans, when they go on a vision quest, it's 3 days, 72 hours it takes, they say, for your soul to completely detach from your body. So for a big shift like that, I know in the Merkaba is the same thing. It's the number 72 and the number 3 for the shift and changing with the phase locking. So don't worry if you don't know what that means. Just know that you have 3 days, not just today, the 21st at 11:39 a.m., to really connect. The ancients also believed, and I believe too, and I bet we could even prove it energetically these days, that the veil is very thin during the times of the equinoxes and the solstice. So it is so much easier to get in touch with Source, to get in touch with your heart, to get in touch with your guide. And it is definitely the time. It's the time of magic. It opens a whole field of magic. So it's definitely a time to dream into your heart the changes that you want to see, to stay centered in that place as things around you get chaotic, to know who you are throughout it all and to love it all. That's going to be your best tool through these swiftly changing, possibly chaotic, but incredibly powerful times. So enjoy your solstice 3 days, move into your heart, catch the magic, and I'll see you again next week. Maybe not, because I'm going to be traveling. Be a little sporadic over the months of June and July, but you'll be